The This Morning hosts spoke to the Olympic track cycling champion, who revealed she was just minutes away from taking her own life last summer. Victoria was diagnosed with severe depression after a failed bid to climb Mount Everest for charity. The 38-year-old has previously spoken about the topic, even writing about it in her book, but Victoria now says she's in a much better place. Victoria said, "It's something. I've always had low times in my life. I think everyone does. Being in sport, you have massive highs and lows. For confidential support, call the Samaritans in the UK on 116 123 or visit a local Samaritans branch." Last summer, I particularly hit new levels of what I would consider low, to a point where I felt very helpless and lonely, despite having so many people around me who were incredibly supportive and understanding. It feels very isolating when you feel that low. Host Philip then discussed her Everest climb and told Victoria how viewers thought she was incredible. He said, "For you it did prove just that bit too much. We all thought, she's incredible even just to give it a go. So there's no shame in not getting up there." So what was it that triggered you? Noting the environment changes during the charity climb, Victoria said, "I suffered from hypoxia, which has been related to creating an onset of either anxiety or depression, the lack of oxygen to the brain. My oxygen saturation plummeted particularly low while I was up there. When I got back, I started to feel my heart racing and feeling very uneasy. Those feelings started to develop over a period of a week or two. The physiological changes that had happened in my body, and then coming home to a situation which was less than settled with the divorce. The fact I was in a house and needed to sell it. There was just an overwhelming amount of things going on. They just overflowed." Holly went on to discuss how Victoria was prescribed medication and began to feel even less like herself. Victoria explained, "It's quite common for the medication to start working. I felt a lot worse. It doesn't suit everybody, and that's when I decided to do something slightly different, to disappear off to Costa Rica for a month to go surfing, to get outside my own brain almost." Touching on how Victoria reached out for help, Philip explained, "You picked up the phone and you phoned Steve Peters, he's the psychiatrist at British Cycling, and he then called your brother, who came and took the pills away. But that reaching out and talking to someone was an important moment." Victoria replied, "I'm not someone who gives up easily. It's so incredibly frustrating when you're strong. I'm not suffering, in terms of I'm not homeless or living in a war zone. I had nothing really to complain about, and then that sense of guilt on top of that. I phoned Steve and he tried to help me kind of understand the way I was feeling and rationalize it, allowing me to find a way to remove myself from that difficult mindset." Holly said, "Nature played a huge part in your recovery." Before Victoria noted the combination of talking and being outdoors helped her. She also spoke about the WAVE project to help young people around the country with surf therapy. This Morning airs weekdays on ITV at 10:30 am. For confidential support, call the Samaritans in the UK on 116 123 or visit a local Samaritans branch.